Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell y'all something real quick. If you still calling your man baby, honey, boo, or all them little cute names, you playing it too safe. See, every woman out here got a sweet name in her pocket. But if you want a man to remember you, stay loyal to you, and start building a future with you, you got to speak directly to what moves him on the inside. Ladies and gentlemen, now let me tell you something that might sound real small at first, but it's big. It's real big. You out here calling every man baby, honey, sweetheart, like that's supposed to mean something special. But here's the truth. Those words don't hold weight no more. They've been passed around like candy at a Sunday school picnic. Every woman says them. Every waitress at the diner, every lady at the grocery store, even your auntie says it when she sees the mailman. Hey, baby, hey, honey. So what happens? It loses value. It's like handing a man a compliment that you gave 100 other people. It don't make him feel seen. It makes him feel like a number. You see, we've turned those words into background noise. Ain't nothing wrong with a sweet name here and there, but if that's all you got, if that's your whole love language, then you're missing the mark. Men don't want to be sweet talked. They want to be chosen. And choosing someone don't sound like, hey, baby. Choosing someone sounds intentional. It sounds personal. It sounds like you took a moment and really thought about who he is, what he's doing, and how you feel about it. And that's what most women mess up. They think men fall in love with the way you say their name or how you look in a dress or how soft your voice is. That's all fine, but that's not what keeps a man. What keeps a man is the feeling that you see him differently, that when he walks into your space, he ain't just some dude you happen to be texting. He's the one, the man you picked out the crowd. That's what makes him stay. Now listen. When you call him baby and honey, yeah, it's sweet. It sounds loving. But here's the kicker. It's surface level. It don't hit his soul. You know why? Because the last 3 women he talked to probably said the same thing. It ain't unique. It don't challenge him. It don't lift him. You want to move a man? Don't give him the same plate he's been eating off for years. Give him something home cooked, something tailored, something that makes him stop and think, now wait a minute, what did she just say? That's the problem with these generic terms. They're like playing music on low volume. You say them enough and he stops hearing them. And that's when he starts drifting. That's when he starts wondering if he's just another body in your rotation. Now, you might not mean it like that, but it's how it sounds. Because when words are too common, they stop feeling special. Men are simple, but they ain't stupid. They know when a word is coming from the heart and when it's just part of the script. And let me tell you, when a woman steps out of that script, when she drops the baby and honey act and speaks straight to a man's worth, he feels it. You ever seen a man get quiet after a compliment? Not because he's shy, but because it hit him deep? That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, you can keep calling him baby. You can keep with the honey and the boo and the sugar pies if you want. But if you really want to shake his spirit, if you really want to make him remember you long after you've walked away, you got to drop the generic. You got to say something that grabs his chest, not just his ears. Because the truth is, words are powerful, but only when they real. And baby just ain't doing the job no more. Not if you trying to be the woman he can't stop thinking about. Not if you trying to speak to his soul, not just his smile. Let every other woman use baby and honey like loose change. You save your words for something that costs more, because the right man is worth the extra value. Let's get one thing straight. Most women think men are out here looking for praise, attention, and a whole bunch of sweet talk. Like a man's gonna be loyal just because you call him baby every night and send heart emojis during the day. Nah, that's not how it works. You can flatter a man all day long, but if you don't make him feel safe, emotionally safe, he'll start looking for that security somewhere else. Not because he wants to cheat, not because he's a dog, but because he's human. And men crave emotional safety even more than compliments. See, a lot of women don't even realize that men carry weight on their backs every single day. Pressure from work, from family, from expectations, from their own past. And out in the world, most of the time, men can't let that guard down. They got to be strong. They got to pretend they got it all figured out. But when he comes home to you, that's when he wants to breathe. That's when he wants to put the shield down and just be a man, not a warrior, not a provider, just a man. And he ain't going to do that for someone who only throws out cute words. He needs a woman who speaks to his soul. Now, I know what you're thinking, but I tell him I love him. I say he's handsome. I tell him he's strong. That's cool. But do you ever tell him, I respect you? Do you ever let him know that he's safe with you? That he can show you his flaws and you won't hold it against him? Because that's what makes a man stay. That's what makes a man give you the version of him that nobody else gets. You can call a man honey all you want, but if every time he opens up, you criticize, judge, or roll your eyes, then all those sweet words don't mean nothing. He hears baby from your lips, but he feels distance in your energy. That's why some men shut down. That's why some men stop talking. They don't feel safe. They feel like they got to keep up an image, even with you. And that's not a relationship, that's a performance. Let me tell you something. When a man feels emotionally safe, you unlock a whole different level of love. You get a man who listens more, shares more, stays closer. He stops running, he starts building. But that safety don't come from flattery. It don't come from pet names. It comes from how you see him, how you respond when he's low, when he fails, when he doubts himself. If in those moments you say, I respect you, not because he's perfect, but because he tries, man, that's powerful. That's why I respect you hits different. Because in a world that constantly questions him, when the woman he loves looks at him and speaks to his worth, it makes him feel like he can conquer anything, like he don't have to wear armor around you. And that's when he starts protecting you with everything he's got, because you became his place of peace. A man will never forget the woman who made him feel safe when the world didn't. He will give her his loyalty, his heart, his future. That's what emotional safety creates. Not drama, not confusion, but a bond. And that bond is built with words that actually mean something, not recycled phrases that don't match how you treat him. You want to win a man's heart forever? Stop telling him what he already hears from everybody else. Don't tell him he's sexy. Tell him he's safe. Tell him he's enough. Tell him you see how hard he tries. That's how you speak love, in a way that he'll never forget. Everybody always talks about how to attract a man, how to catch his eye, how to make him want you. But the truth is, making a man want you and making a man stay with you are two completely different things. Lust is easy. Lust is cheap. Anybody can trigger lust with a look, a tight dress, a few flirty words. But loyalty, that's a whole different language. That don't come from calling him baby or honey. That don't come from batting your eyes or laugh at his jokes. Loyalty gets unlocked when a man hears something deeper, something that connects with his spirit, not just his senses. Now let me break it down for you. Every man, no matter how tough he talks, wants to be understood, wants to be accepted. He don't just want to be desired. He wants to be appreciated. A man is surrounded by people who want something from him. But when he meets a woman who doesn't want anything from him but just wants to stand with him, that's when he starts seeing her differently. That's when he starts thinking about her in a forever kind of way. You see, when you call a man baby or honey, it's cute, it sounds nice, but it don't shake anything loose in him. Because he's heard it all before, from women he dated, from friends, from people who didn't stay. But the words that stay in a man's heart are the words that recognize who he really is. That's why when a woman says, I respect you, it stops him in his tracks. That right there is not lust, that's legacy. That's not about the moment, it's about meaning. Those three words, they carry something no nickname ever could. Respect is the foundation of loyalty. A man will stay where he feels respected. He'll commit to the woman who sees the value in him, even when he's still figuring it out. He'll fight for the one who doesn't just see the surface, but honors the man behind the effort. That kind of connection, that's rare. That's unforgettable. Lust fades. Respect builds. And when a man feels both desired and respected, he ain't going nowhere. You could be the most beautiful woman in the room. You could turn every head, but if your words don't build a man up, he'll remember you for the night, not for his life. You want to be unforgettable? Then speak to what every other woman overlooks. Speak to his struggle. Speak to his strength. Speak to the man underneath the mask. When you tell a man, I respect you, what you're really saying is, I see you. I believe in you. You're more than enough. That kind of affirmation rewires a man's thinking. It makes him sit up, makes him reevaluate, makes him realize, I'm not risking this. I'm not walking away from this. Because men don't want to lose the one person who gives them peace in a loud world. That kind of woman becomes his home. And the thing is, it don't even take a whole speech. Just 3 words, spoken with heart, not in a text, not as a joke, not because he got a promotion or hit a milestone, but just because you see him. That's what triggers loyalty. Every man can find lust. That's easy. But the man who finds loyalty, he don't let that go. So don't waste your time calling him what every other woman already has. Say what most never will. Let your words be the reason he stays, not just the reason he shows up. Because once a man knows you respect him, not for what he has, but for who he is, then trust me, he's all yours. The biggest mistake most women make is thinking they have to seduce a man to keep him. Thinking if they look good enough, talk sweet enough, touch him right, he'll stay. But here's what a lot of people don't get. Seduction might get his attention, but connection is what holds his heart. You can have the finest outfit on, be glowing like $1,000,000, and still lose his interest after a week. Because real men don't stay for the body. They stay for the bond. Now, I ain't saying attraction don't matter. A man's still a man. He notices how you carry yourself, how you smell, how you talk. But the kind of man who's worth your time, he's not looking for someone who can just turn him on. He's looking for someone who can tune into him, someone who understands him, feels him, connects with him beyond the surface. And you don't build that connection with just flirtation or pretty words. You build it by speaking to the part of him that no one else sees. That's why calling him baby or honey all the time doesn't do what you think it does. You think you're being sweet, being loving, but to him it's generic. It's safe. It's empty. It sounds like something you could have said to any man before him. It don't tell him anything about how you feel or what he means to you. It don't create a spark. It don't create a memory. And it definitely don't create a connection. But you know what does? Saying, I respect you. Not because he's perfect, not because he did something major, but because you truly see him. When you say those words, it tells a man, I value your effort. I appreciate who you are. I see the way you try. That's when you break through the noise. That's when you stop being one of many and become the one he remembers. A real connection is built when a man feels emotionally safe, mentally understood, and spiritually accepted. That don't come from showing skin. That don't come from giving compliments every 5 minutes. That comes from giving him space to be vulnerable, to be real, to be human. When he feels like he can take the mask off around you, that's when he starts thinking about the future, because he don't want to lose the one person he don't have to perform for. Every man has been with someone who knew how to seduce him, but not every man has met a woman who knew how to see him. And once he feels that difference, it changes everything. It changes how he talks to you, how he prioritizes you, how he shows up for you. That's when he starts choosing you over temptation. That's when he starts investing instead of playing, because he don't want to lose the peace you bring him. And the craziest part, it only takes 3 words to start that shift. Not I love you, not you look good, just I respect you. That's the key. That's the moment when a man feels like you're not just in love with his image, you're in tune with his identity. That kind of connection don't come from lust. It comes from being present, from being honest, from being real. So stop thinking you got to win a man over with your body or charm. Stop thinking you need to keep dressing it up or sweet talking him into staying. If it's all seduction and no connection, he's going to slip away. But if it's real connection, he's going to cling to that. He's going to fight for it, because he knows deep down that's rare. That's priceless. And that's the kind of woman he don't ever want to lose. Do you ever wonder why a man can be with a woman for months, maybe even years, and still not feel truly committed? You give him attention, you give him love, you call him baby, honey, boo, all that sweet stuff. But something's still missing. He's there, but he ain't all the way in. You feel it. He's half present. He's physically with you, but emotionally somewhere else. And you can't figure out what you're doing wrong. You're being affectionate, you're showing up. So what's the problem? The truth is, men don't want to just be loved, they want to be chosen. And there's a big difference between the two. A man can feel loved by many people. His mama loves him, his friends love him. But when a man feels chosen, that hits different. That's when he knows he's not just filling a space in your life. You actually want him for who he is. And the sad thing is, a lot of women never let their man feel that. They treat him like he's one of many. Like he could be swapped out if things don't go right. That kind of energy don't make a man stay. When a man feels chosen, that's when the shift happens. That's when he starts investing. That's when he starts opening up, because now he doesn't feel like just a partner. He feels like a priority. You start seeing him for more than what he gives you. You start recognizing who he is when he's not trying to impress anyone. And that kind of recognition, that's what a man craves. That's what separates you from everybody else. Now, here's the part most people miss. Being chosen